Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. This is your chemistry lecture, and as you know, we have started chapter number 20, that is about the atmosphere and environment. So far in this chapter, we have discussed about different types of air pollutants that can cause air pollution. Different types of air pollutants are carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, oxides of nitrogen, and sulfur dioxide. These are air pollutants. In today's lecture, we'll see that how these air pollutants are harmful for us and for the environment. Let's say that you know that the sources of air pollutants are different, like the burning of fossil fuels, combustion of fuels, and many other different sources that can produce air pollutants, right? As for example, when we talk about the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, these oxides of carbon are produced by the combustion of fuel, incomplete combustion and complete combustion. Incomplete combustion produce carbon monoxide and complete combustion produce carbon dioxide. And in the same manners, different other air pollutants are also produced by different methods. So let's see that how these air pollutants affect the human health and the environment. First pollutant we'll discuss is carbon monoxide. The formula of carbon monoxide is CO. One atom of carbon and one atom of oxygen, and they are covalently bonded by the sharing of electrons. So what effect the carbon monoxide is having on the human health and on the environment as air pollutant? You know that carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It can cause harm to the human health. It is very harmful. So it reduces the ability of hemoglobin to carry oxygen. You know that hemoglobin is a molecule that is present in the body, and it carry oxygen, and it carry oxygen to all the parts of body. But the sites to which the oxygen will bind, when there is carbon monoxide, those sites will be occupied by carbon monoxide instead of oxygen, because the ability of carbon monoxide to bind to hemoglobin is greater as compared to oxygen. So because of this ability, carbon monoxide will occupy all the sites that are available on the hemoglobin molecule. So as there is no site, or there are less sites for oxygen to bind to hemoglobin, so it is very hard for the molecule to carry and supply oxygen to all the parts of body. When carbon monoxide attached to hemoglobin, the molecule is called carboxyhemoglobin, right? And when carboxyhemoglobin, the molecule of hemoglobin having carbon monoxide attached to it, the sites where oxygen is attached will be occupied by carbon monoxide, and the molecule will become carboxyhemoglobin. And the causes of this air pollutant are headache, fatigue, breathing difficulty, and that will lead ultimately to death. When the oxygen is not supplied properly to their body and cells are not getting the sufficient amount of oxygen, so they cannot perform their function, and ultimately they will die. Okay. Next air pollutant is carbon dioxide. Formula of carbon dioxide is CO2, and it is also a covalent molecule. Carbon dioxide is widely known as an air pollutant that causes global warming. Global warming means rise in Earth's temperature. According to natural process, during daytime when sun rises, the temperature of Earth rises. But at night when there is no sun, the temperature of Earth must be decreased. But because of some air pollutants or some greenhouse gases, the temperature of air does not decrease. And what is the reason behind this? We'll discuss that. So because of carbon dioxide and air pollutant, global warming is happening that will lead to climate change, right? Glaciers will be melted and the temperature of Earth is rising. How the temperature of Earth will rise? As you know about greenhouse effect, in greenhouse effect what will happen? It is a building that is developed to supply temperature to plants at night, even at night, to keep them warm. So it is developed so that the sun rays are trapped, and even at night the rays or the gases, the greenhouse gases, will keep the plants that are present inside the greenhouse. Those greenhouse gases will keep the plants warm, right? So you can consider some greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases are acting as greenhouse effect, and they trap the radiation at ground level, and they even at night when the temperature must be decreased, temperature do not decrease, because the greenhouse gases prevent the earth from cooling, because they are trapping some radiations, and those radiations are not going back, and because they are staying on earth, so they are causing the temperature of earth to rise. And you also know that the oxide of sulfur, nitrogen and carbon, they lead to acid rain, and the reaction for the acid rain is carbon dioxide will react with water and you will get H2CO3, that is carbonic acid, right? So carbon dioxide also participate in the formation of acid rain. Now you can watch a video to have better understanding about global warming.
What is the greenhouse effect? Earth is a comfortable place for living things. It's just the right temperature for plants and animals, including humans, to thrive. Why is Earth so special? Well, one reason is the greenhouse effect. A greenhouse is a building with glass walls and a glass roof. The clear glass allows sunlight to shine into the greenhouse while also trapping the sun's heat inside. This is how a greenhouse keeps plants warm even at night and in the winter. The greenhouse effect keeps Earth warm in pretty much the same way. Earth isn't surrounded by glass, but it is surrounded by a jacket of gases called the atmosphere. In the daytime, the sun shines through the atmosphere, warming Earth's surface. After the sun goes down, Earth's surface cools. This releases heat back into the air. But some of that heat is trapped by the gases in the atmosphere. These heat-trapping gases are called greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane are all examples of greenhouse gases. Earth needs a balance of greenhouse gases to maintain just the right temperature for living things. But some human activities are changing Earth's natural greenhouse effect. For example, burning fossil fuels like coal and oil releases more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. These extra greenhouse gases can cause the atmosphere to trap more and more heat, leading to a warmer Earth. NASA satellites are constantly measuring the gases in our atmosphere from space. They've observed increases in the amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The information from NASA satellites can help scientists figure out where greenhouse gases are coming from and how they are ending up in our atmosphere. This information will help us better understand the impact that greenhouse gases have on our climate and help us better understand this very special greenhouse that we call home.
Okay, so this is about greenhouse effect. This is how greenhouse gases will work to rise the temperature of the earth. Okay, it's all for your today's lecture. You have to learn about the causes of carbon dioxide and monoxide and how these air pollutants are harmful to us. Allah Hafiz.